Good afternoon. This is Wes with Sandman Industries, your local custom skid steer operation in Little Chute, Wisconsin. Gorgeous summer day. Finally getting the nice weather we deserve after this winter. And what I'm doing today is working on my Bobcat 553. I had a little bit of play in the Bobtach, so I was having trouble leveling stuff, grading properly, and of course slop is never a good thing in the machine because it's only going to create more wear and tear, more problems. So wanted to create a video. I was having trouble finding anything on the internet on how this all went together and what to do and what was going on inside there. So I wanted to put a video together. I will give a shout out to my local Bobcat dealer here in Appleton. They also have one in Green Bay. It's Bobcat Plus. The guys there are awesome, parts guys and service guys. They're doing great for me, and they've helped out with a lot of stuff. So anyway, what we have here, here is the Bobtach itself, and these are the pins up here. So how this works is, this is bolt. This is the pin, and where my hand is where it actually rides on the Bobtach. You see it's coned, and it fits inside the arm here. And it's kind of a press fit. This is not designed to move at all. It's supposed to be just a wedge, and then this moves on there. There's actually bushings inside here. So how this goes is like this. You can see my pretty wobbly in there, not good. I'm not very happy with it, but that's a project for a different day. What you do to fix this is, I was told by Bobcat Plus that you actually take it to a machine shop and they will line bore it out. You would want to have your bushings ahead of time so you know that your outside diameter of the bushings. Then they line bore it. I don't know if the new bushings are press fit or you push them in there and then you weld them. However that works. Not sure yet. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. I was told it's probably about $400 to $500 to have all this done. So I'm not messing with it right now. But anyway, these were pretty wobbly. What I did to fix that is I actually used some grinding compound on here. Started with a coarse grade and then went to a fine grade, slid it in, and then of course rubbed it around, same as you would do with I don't know, grinding a cam or whatever. So once I got a good fit on there, then the bolt just goes inside here, and then once you torque it down, these will be solid, these pins, and then that allows the Bobtach to ride on there. So for the time being, what we're going to do, put it back together so I can use it until I can get into the machine shop, or at least have the Bobtach brought in there. Then they're going to line bore it. I'll get new bushings in there, I'll get a new pin in here, and then eventually once the Bobcat makes us some more money, we're going to get this bored out. And the proper way to have these fixed is, this is actually a machine from the factory. So what you would do is take your machine in to a machine shop, or they may have you take the arms off, whatever it is. But you would basically do the same process as you would with the Bobtach. Bring your bushings in, they'll find out what the outside diameter is, bore this out, and then you put that new bushing in there, and then it gets welded in there. So then you're going to have a nice tight fit here. And then once your Bobtach bushings are in, you'll have a nice tight fit there. So that's how it works. As far as getting it off, I had just a pain getting this apart because it was so wallowed out and wobbly. Nothing was tight in here, so I was having trouble. So what I did, and what worked for me in this case, was I was able to actually get a pry bar in here, and then I hit it with a hammer right about where my hand is, and what that did was kind of tighten this cone up so that this wouldn't move. And then I kept constant pressure behind the washer with a pry bar and hit it with an impact, and eventually they ended up coming out. If you can't get them out, what the Bobcat dealer suggests is you actually cut the head off with a torch or a grinder or whatever, and then this pin will just push inside the Bobtach unit. That way at least you can drop it out, and then you can get the pin out and then deal with the bolt. As far as the bolt itself, nothing special. I bought new ones. These are just units that I got from my local hardware store. They're a 5/8 I think the pitch on them is 11, and they're 4 inches long, if I remember correctly. So nothing too crazy, fairly inexpensive for what you're dealing with. About $3, I think. $3.50 is what I paid for them. So using the same washer. Pay attention with the washer itself, because they can be coned out a little bit, and if it's coned in, what's going to happen is it's going to apply pressure inside this pin here, and it's not going to allow it to tighten up, because it's just going to be tightening up against that washer. What I did in order to fix that, just because mine were so worn until I'm able to get these replaced, is I used a grinder and a sanding disc, and I just sanded these back a little bit, and that's going to allow me to get a tight fit on there, like I say, just until I can fix it properly. So hope this all helped you out. I kind of had to learn by myself. There's going to be a ton of grease in there, quite a mess, and good luck. Enjoy your Bobcat, and get a hold of me at Sandman Industries if you have any need for custom Bobcat stuff here in Appleton. Have a great day.